Okay, everyone, hi. I'm trying this for the third time because of stuff. Okay, first off, this is a response to Steve Baxty's list with my own list. So hopefully if he gets a chance, he'll be able to watch it and comment and make things. Okay, so Steve, if you are watching this, I have a copy of Iron Man 3 over there. And I promised him I would watch it again, give it another chance. So I'm going to do that probably right after I finish shooting this video. Okay, so yeah, and Steve put his list together and listed it as comic book movies. I can't do that because I'm including a movie that's not technically a comic book movie. So yeah, sorry, so it's kind of a different thing that I'm doing here. So I couldn't add The Crow to this list because I don't classify The Crow as a superhero, because essentially he has one outing and that's it. And I just, if I were to put it on the list, that would probably be at 21. So, but let's run through my list. Let's kick things off, shall we say, with Kick-Ass. Now, it's been a while since I've watched some of these early ones, so my opinions of them are a little bit hard to express. But when I saw this at the theater, I enjoyed it. I think I went and saw it twice. I bought it as soon as it came out on DVD. I didn't have a Blu-ray yet, so I couldn't get the Blu-ray copy. So, yeah. So that's why I put it on the list, because when something comes out and I immediately want to go and buy it, I know, yeah, that's good. Especially if I've seen it at the cinema first. I just love Hit Girl in this. She's awesome. Yeah, I just can't. If they make a third one, I'll be really happy. It's just one of those good time movies, and is really quite interesting too. Alright, number 19 is The Amazing Spider-Man 1. Okay, so before everyone starts going, oh, why isn't this on the why isn't any of the Raimi films on the list? Well, okay, I think they're all. I think 1 and 2 are very good movies. 3 went completely off the rails, and I like Venom, and they killed him off, and I don't like that. I left the theater guy. Well, what? Okay, so why is this? This is a no. Its cast is much better than any of the Raimi films. Any of them. I honestly don't understand why Sam over on Sam's channel raves about the Raimi films as much as he does. I personally just don't like them as much as I like this movie. This has given me everything that I want. So yeah. 18 is Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, what can I say about this film? I did have some problems with it, and I don't think the villain is developed as much as I would like, but like the main cast is pretty cool. Zoe Saldana is the one exception to that. I think she's given a bit more to do than any of the Star Trek movies that I've seen, which is only one where she was in it. So yeah, but I like it. I like Groot. I like Batista's performance. I honestly wasn't expecting much, and he didn't give me that much more than what I was expecting, but that much more made the difference to me. My favorite part of the movie is not even part of the movie. It's the last bit. It's the tail bit at the end, and it actually made me excited to see a Howard the Duck movie. So awesome! Can't wait. If that happens, that'll be awesome. Yeah. So great. Let's move on to 17. It's technically 2 movies because it's the Dark Knight Returns. Both these movies So it's actually one movie. It's just they had split it over two. This is something I was not really looking forward to that much. I had tried reading the graphic novel. It wasn't pulling me in. It's very wordy, very long. And I'm not saying it's bad, but like, I enjoyed watching this, and it almost made me want to go read the comic. And I do plan on reading it at some stage. It's just I'm so busy right now. I couldn't pick up a book even if I want. If I want to pick up a book, but I can't. I'm so busy right now. Yeah, so that's why. I do love the Joker in this. Brilliant performance, right up there with Mark Hamill's voice to the Joker. Batman's, I think, is really good. I'm actually surprised it's on Steve Baxy's list. Last I talked to him, he didn't seem to like it as much. So he just has to put that critical eye on it. So yeah. All right, next up. So this is Sweet 16. Sweet 16 is The Rocketeer. Oh my god. Why haven't we got a reboot of this movie? Like, literally, I'm just asking. Why? Why not? Like, the cover just invites you in. Why didn't Billy Campbell do a lot better? It was in an episode of The Next Generation. I actually like SF Debris hates. And I understand for all his reasons for hating it. It's a brilliant movie, 1930s kind of thing. Joe Johnston does a great job with these stylized movies. It's just amazing. I can't. You'll notice there's quite a few of his movies on my list. Okay, so not much to say about it. I haven't watched it in a while, but the villain and everything is great in it. So if you haven't picked it up yet, go pick up The Rocketeer. It is well worth it. And I'm still waiting on a reboot, a sequel, something to do with that. And James Bond is a bad guy. Come on. James Bond is a Nazi bad guy. That's worth it alone. Okay, I think we're up to 15 now. So, there was this movie that came out a while ago. Fair while ago. Some of you out there were probably not even born yet. It's called Daredevil. And I didn't hate it because I hadn't really got my critical eye yet, and I know I didn't love it. But, what do you know, lo and behold, a director's cut comes out and just, whoa, I finally sit down and watch it a little while ago. I get a hold of a copy, and what do you know, I love it. I'm like, that's the movie we should have gotten. Ben Affleck, you got nothing to be ashamed of. Your performance is just there in that cut. It's not in the other one. And everything Steve said about it, totally agree with him. So this one is actually a 3-disc set. This is 14. So I've got to cover up the rest of it because it's a 3-disc set and there's 3 comic book movies on here. So one of them, one of them I'm ashamed I like, and it's on here. One of them I should like more than I do, but this is all about the Punisher, people. So that's the only thing you're going to see. So here we go. The Punisher. Yeah, I had to get it in a 3-disc set, people. So yeah, and yes, you see Hellboy's on there too. So that's the one I should like more than I do. Hellboy's good, but I like the Punisher just because I love revenge stories. I really do. I good revenge stories. So that fake Star Trek movie doesn't count. Thomas's Jane's character, the Punisher, has every reason to want revenge. John Travolta's character has every reason to want payback too. So it's this thing like this, and John Travolta chews the scenery, and I love it. I love whenever John Travolta plays a villain. I love it. I just do. I don't know why I do. Like even in that crappy Battlefield Earth movie, that's, and yeah, I know that's got problems too, but yeah, it's good. I just love John Travolta as villain. It's right up there. It goes Tim Curry, then John Travolta for me as villains. Like, what, John Travolta's playing a villain? I gotta go see that. So, where are we up to? Oh, 13. And unfortunately, it's a movie I really love. Sorry, unlucky 13. It's The Phantom. Now, that movie has been reviewed. I've seen 2 reviews of it. One praising it, one ripping it apart just because of her purple outfit. Now, the one ripping it apart is done by the Nostalgia Critic. So, I love the Nostalgia Critic. I really do. But, sorry, dude. I gotta disagree with you. I'm gonna go with Captain Logan here. He did a great review of it. I love it. So, everything that he said is about the movie. That's how I feel. So, who directed this one? Simon Winker, yeah. So, written by Jeffrey Lee, yeah. So, yeah, it's just one of those movies that it's really good if you watch it as a series of serials that have been put together, and you watch it with that sort of eye. I think a better Phantom movie can be made. Billy Zane has recently come out and said he still wants to make a sequel, and I think he fell in love with the character, and yes, he did. From all I've heard, he fell in love with the character. He did poses like the comic books. So yeah, I'd love to see a Phantom movie. I'd love to see a Flash Gordon movie, and I'd love to see a Mandrake the Magician movie. Why? Because that way we can get the Defenders of the Earth. Everyone's talking about the Justice League. The Justice League is happening. I want to see the Defenders of the Earth come together. Awesome. So, yes, that is why I'm after it. So, we're 13 minutes in. We just finished the 13th movie. So, we're going to go to 12. And it's Iron Man. Now, out of Phase 1, this is up there. And like Steve Baxi, I don't consider Avengers part of the phases. Like, that's just the culmination of a phase to me. That's the final chapter in a phase to me. So yes, Iron Man is good. I think it was good starting off point. I don't have Iron Man 2, but I don't have many problems with that. That probably wouldn't make my list because there's little problems I have with it that just don't put it on the list. So yeah, that's a thing. I think it was a great starting off point. Honestly, that was a good starting off point to pull people in so they could see these other things. So where are we at now? That was 12. This is 11. All right, so 11 is the Avengers. Now, as the whole point of that movie is that final act, to get all the people together to do that final act. That's the whole point of the movie. And yes, it is one of those movies you can stick in. You don't have to pay attention to it. If you've seen it, you can pick everything up. I think it was a good culmination. I think that's a good ending. But I think there was some good acts in between. So, and one of those acts you're going to see in a little bit. So, I put the beginning and the end in there. So that's interesting. I didn't realize I did that. And look at this quote. It's, yes, the best superhero movie of all time. Money making wise, yes, it is. I just I want a little bit of substance with my films. Like I want something that I nibble on, and that's not good. Let's give me almost all the ingredients I like. That's good. So this is number 10. So we've done the bottom 10. Here's the top, the beginning of the top 10. Here's Batman Under the Red Hood. So everything Steve said about that, I didn't know who the Red Hood was. I watched a lot of the trailers for this one. I was like, Red Hood, isn't that who the Joker was? And yeah, I was like, what's this story about? So I go and I do some research, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Why isn't this a comic book people have been talking about? It's like, and then I hear all the stuff later. It wasn't very good. There was a whole bunch of blah-de-blah. And they got the original author to fix all the problems that were in the comic book for that movie. And it's very lean. It's cut really well. There's certain aspects of the Death in the Family that are covered in this too, and that opening is great. Unfortunately, that's the only good part of Death in the Family. It's very mediocre story. Sid Part 2's talked about that numerous times, a couple of times that I've seen. So yeah. So we go from Batman and all that to X-Men First Class. Now, First Class was an X-Men movie I really wanted. I like period pieces, specifically modern ones, like ones based pre-World War II. That's why I like Indiana Jones and Star Wars things and The Phantom, is because I like those kind of 30s movies, but I also like stuff set in the 60s, because the 60s was a very turbulent time and a lot was going on, and so yeah, there's a lot to pull from, and a lot of good stories can come out of there, and really that's where the X-Men were born, is in the 60s, so that was a good place to set it up. Now, you can argue, but that's not the real First Class. Well, of course not. I think people were kind of sick of Wolverine. They were kind of sick of a lot of the same lineup. But we got Beast in there. This actually made me a bit more of a Mystique fan. Like, think about it. What did Mystique do in all those movies? She was just running around kicking people. But this gave Mystique more of a character. We got Emma Frost in here, which kind of negates Wolverine. Like, and we got the Hellfire Club. Oh, these great things. And we got a couple of people that were like blah. Blah, and so people, but really the story of this film is the two guys on the side of this cover, Magneto and Xavier and Magneto. That's their story. It's an Xavier story. So we finally get in the head of Xavier, which is really good. It made me more of an Xavier fan. So that movie did a lot. So we're getting right into the real nitty gritty stuff. So. So that was 9. This is number 8. Oh dear. What have I done? What have I done? Why is this so low? Oh my god, what are you doing? What are you doing, Magpie? Whoa. It's number 8. It's not like it's 20. It's not like it's 20. Guys, there's a great story there. Yes, it is. It is a great story. One of the best portrayals of the Joker ever. It just doesn't hit me as hard as like these other movies that are coming up. Okay, it didn't impact me as much. It doesn't roll around to a movie I want to see a whole bunch, because I've seen it so many times. So I know the story really well. I watched it to death. Unfortunately, in doing that, I have ruined the movie for me somewhat. But it still holds a place in my heart. It's just not as big as these other ones. So, that's why it's not there. It is all the things that Steve said in his video about them. So, if you watch that, you know what. So, my thing about it is, it's probably the best live action Joker versus Batman movie we've ever seen. It's very reminiscent of The Long Halloween. I read that while I was in hospital having my appendix taken out. So, not literally, like I wasn't in the hospital bed reading Long Halloween while they were taking my appendix out. No. But I finally got to read that story, and I think they incorporated that story really well. And put the Joker in it, and it's really good. It's a really good movie. I love other ones more. Okay, I'm sorry. It's the girl. It's the pretty girl in the classroom, but not the one you wanna. It's like a pretty girl. You look at her, you go, she's pretty, but I've got 7 others that I would rather sleep with before her. Okay, so what beats out the Dark Knight? Well, it's Captain America: The First Avenger. Now, as I said before, I like period pieces. This is a World War II piece. A lot of great stories can come out of World War II. So, that makes my list. Sorry, it beats out the Dark Knight. I am sorry, but it has to. It gave us Peggy Carter, which I love. I love the Peggy Carter series. It's all the things I want. A strong female character. And that. Tommy Lee Jones being Tommy Lee Jones. Funny Tommy Lee Jones from Men in Black. Not the wacky guy from Batman Forever. And Chris Evans is a great Captain America. It's very much a Superman we would want. Oh, by the way, no Superman movie made this list. Sorry. Superman, I love him, but he's further down the list. He's probably like in the... All those movies are in the 20s or 30s or 40s in my list. Okay. So, that's why. And my... sorry, I just got to remember his name. Hugo Weaving. My man, Hugo Weaving. Kicking butt. So, yes. Okay. So, I kind of said superhero. I should say superhero / comic book movies. Because they technically... this is not a superhero movie, but I have to include it on the list. It's a comic book movie, so... it's I originally was just going to make it as superheroes, but then it occurred to me that this movie was on the list as well. So, superhero / comic book movies. Oh... 300 Rise of an Empire. Well, whoa. It's just... That beats out Dark Knight. Oh, yo. Sorry, guys. I went to this movie and I fell in love with Eva Green. Dark Shadows didn't do it, but this did it. And no, it was long before I saw her boobies. That was icing on the cake. That was the cherry on top of the icing. That was the glorious cake that was rising. It's an ancient Greek story. And I love that it's a sequel, a prequel, and a sidequel to 300. All that, and it's a much more encapsulating story. And I said in the podcast that I did, I just wish we'd seen Eva Green versus the chick from Terminator. That would have been great. Everything I wanted, it was in this movie. Cool fighting, blood, everything. It was just pure testosterone put on the screen along with Eva Green. So Eva Green beat out Natalie Portman. The woman that I've had a crush on for years since Phantom Menace, and Eva Green just took her place. Now Eva Green is on the top of my to-do list. Okay, so here we go. Number 5. We're in the top 5 now. The Dark Knight Rises. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before you start going on that keyboard, remember, this is just my opinion, guys. My opinion. Okay, I saw the first trailer for this. And I was immediately going, Bane. I'd heard Bane was going to be in it. So I tracked a lot of the development to this movie. Bane. I watched the first trailer. I got sucked into watching all the other ones. But not a lot was given away. Not a lot of the story. It was just flashes and all those little hints. Anne Hathaway, what are we doing? Nolan is... Sorry, guys. I don't think Nolan screwed up here. And sorry, I don't put the blame on him for Man of Steel either. But this is a Batman movie I wanted to see. I wanted to see a good Bane, and I got a good Bane. I got a good Catwoman in here. I got a lot of fan service was done by this. I left the cinema really happy. I felt I'd been on a ride, and this was the final bit of the roller coaster, and I enjoyed myself. I thought it was a good cap to the series, and I think it's weird that in one part I had put some of the middle of Marvel, and it's the end that makes the list here for this. I just don't know what to do. Like, honestly, for a while I legitimately think that this beats out The Dark Knight. I much prefer this movie. It's a story of redemption. It's a story of that wanting to put in that one last stand. I love that. Okay. Now, this movie, number 4. It's number 4 on the list. I grew up with this movie. Captain Logan ripped it to shreds. But do I care? No. It is a huge part of my childhood. I remember I had an old copy. I think I've still got it in one of these crates that I've got right over here. It was Condor Man, and it was a long time ago, kiddies. It was a long time ago when VHF and UHF was still going on in Australia. Because there was advertisements for all that on the screen. Because I had taped this off TV. My mother had taped this off TV for me. Because I was that. I can't even remember seeing it before that. Honestly, I can't even remember seeing it being recorded. But I always had that movie there, and I watched it, and I watched it, and I watched it, and I wanted that VHS out. It miraculously, last time I checked, it still played, but I got it on DVD. People, it's Condor Man. Oh, and you've seen my 2 reviews of this ages ago. You've watched my video response to it from Captain Logan. I can't not put it somewhere at the top of the list because it is such a part of my childhood. The nostalgia, yes, overhypes everything. It's like I can't see it. It's that first love you have. It is. It's very much like the first love you have. You can't see the flaws. You love them and you don't know why. Honestly, I think it's just those 3 action scenes, the car chases and all that. I think there is a bit definite lull after the car chase. So yeah. All right. So weirdly enough, we come to another X-Men movie for number 3, and I watched this literally the other day. It's X-Men Days of Future Past. Well, guys, we got the Singer Man back, and he delivered. He gave us a good X-Men movie. After we got another we got another one but some people didn't like it. This one, it fixed all the mistakes. It's brilliant, people. I just love this movie. It's another Xavier, Magneto, but there's Mystique in this story. There's much more character development. Jennifer Lawrence kicks butt. Oh, she has a special place in this man's heart now. Wolverine, used sparingly. We got to see what may be entailed in the next Avengers movie with a Quicksilver. Well, granted, it's going to be a different actor, but I'm wondering, are we going to see something similar? Because they're going to see this. We got to see two casts come together and deliver on all our dreams. So that's it for those movies. But yeah, I love them. Number two, people. Oh, I am so sorry, Steve. This has to be number two. I'm sorry, and it is a number two. It's Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier. Yes, it's Steve Baxy's love, and yes, people, he does love that movie that much. He did see it in the theater 8 times. I didn't go with him because, like, there's this thing called the Pacific Ocean that separates us, and the north and south equator. So yeah, he's north of the equator, I'm south of the equator. So yeah, but I know he went 8 times to see it, and he always. Oh, when we're talking. Oh, I just saw Captain America, Captain America Winter Soldier again. Dude, I loved it too, but I didn't love it that much. Yeah, sorry, it's Steve. I saw this. I've got it on Blu-ray. I picked it up as soon as it came out. I loved it. It's a Captain America movie that I love. It's the political thriller I love. I like things when other characters are done well. Black Widow was done well here. We got to see some more of this, and it made Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. better. We weren't treading water anymore. We were actually doing things. So yes, all that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff that came out of this. I think I like more what came out of it than anything else. I think this is not the Captain America movie we wanted, but it's the one we needed. So yes, but. So what beats out Captain America Winter Soldier? What beats out all these movies that I've just gone through? What is the number one? What is the number one superhero movie according to Magpie on the Magpie's Nest Productions? What is the movie that he says is his favorite superhero / comic book movie ever? What could it be? What beats out Captain America? What beats out The Dark Knight? What beats out X-Men First Class? What beats out Avengers for him? Well, it's the Batman movie I've always wanted. It's the Batman movie that I needed. It's the Batman movie that I think we all deserved, and it's Batman Begins. People, I went and saw this a bunch of times at the cinema. I can't even remember how many, but I know it was more than one. I went with friends, and my God, what a bloody beautiful movie. I love, like I said, I love to see people built up, and the Batman you see in this movie, it's a very similar story arc to what happens in The Dark Knight, which is why I like both movies better than The Dark Knight Rises. Sorry, it's a story of redemption. He's at his lowest point. He's about to shoot the man that killed his parents, He goes off on a journey, and it's a journey he needs to take. Man, I love that movie. I quote it. Where does it go? Did you get the memo? Didn't you get the memo? Me and my mum love that. We exchange that all the time. I wish there was more I could say about this movie that hasn't been said a million times. I think it's the best superhero movie / comic book movie ever made. It's a perfect adaptation of Year One and all these stories that we hear. I can't wait to see Ben Affleck. See, I doubt he could blow this one out of the water for me. Like, even if you add Superman to the mix, I just don't know. Even I put Avengers. This is so low on the list. I know this movie quality. Some of those movies just don't deserve to be up that high, but I would put this up against anyone's number one. I would put this up against it. Yeah, I would just say, look, guys. Yeah, that's it, guys. I love that movie so much. I watch it frequently. I think I make an annual tradition of going through the series, but I always say they never topped it. They never topped it, in my opinion. But it's funny that the first act and the last act beat out that. But with Marvel, I included a lot of the middle acts to it. It surprises me the way that this list has come together. So guys, stay tuned. There's plenty more to come. Magpie is not done yet. He is rocking and rolling. You might be getting a little less content, but you are definitely getting quality here when it comes to it. My good buddy Steve, look, I hope I can post this pretty quickly. It is still hot here in Australia, so, and I've had the fan off, so I've got to turn that back on, guys. So listen up. I have posted something on ABC Open. If you want, go ahead, take a look at that. That's a video I had to put on Vimeo. I've had to make an account over there. So please go check that out. Leave comments on that video. I will try and remember to post a link to both Steve's video and the ABC Open video. I even wrote a story on ABC Open, so I'll probably just post where I'm at on ABC Open, so people can leave comments on my story and my video on there. It's not a fictional story; it's a true story. Both of them are. So I'm going to be posting stuff there. So if you can click on the link for ABC Open down below, that would be a big help. If you want to see Steve's video and you haven't yet, click on that link. Give him a like. Give me a like. It does help, guys. Believe me, it's helped me find other people as well. So yeah, thanks for listening. Please stay tuned. If Steve does another video that I want to do a response to, I'll gladly do it. And if superhero enthusiasts, like any one of my friends does a video that I immediately have to do a response to, I will do it. So stay tuned for that. Like those sort of things I'm going to be doing videos on now. Oh, and yes, lastly, one last thing. Look, sorry, I've been trying to get in contact with superhero enthusiasts because I did that video on Leonard Nimoy, and I want to, if he sees this, or someone let him know, I'd love to do another Star Trek review with him sometime on anything, because I think we should dedicate it to Leonard Nimoy. So, yeah, see you all guys later. Bye, bye, bye.